on the national TV. You didn't dump me, you didn't leave me. Then Chinwe started explaining what happened, including their Zion's shenanigans. Apparently, Zion has been cheating on Chinwe, allegedly, right? At a point, I think several months ago, there was even a babe that came out on TikTok. The babe is in Benin. That happens to be one of what's his name? Zion's victims. The babe is in Benin. They said, in case you're aware of this story, I wasn't aware. I just said it anyway. They said the babe is in Benin. The babe came out on TikTok or Snapchat, and the babe was ranting, right? And Chinwe got hold of that information. So that was one of the major reasons that impacted their relationship. Prior to that, allegedly, Chinwe has been giving Zion money. She's the one rather, literally catering for that relationship financially. And they've had several ups and downs. Even some of the housemates have helped them kind of settle, the fight, which is fine because they were kind of closer to some of them, to Kellyrae, Cassia, Mayor Frosh. Majority of them are aware of the situation. So they've settled their shenanigans a lot of times. And I know they've had fights that they've settled, they will come back. So Chinwe noticed that even the money that she was even giving to Zion was even using to do big boy around and be cheating and be carrying ladies, allegedly, right? So Chinwe kind of spilled a lot during that session. I think the first night, it was even that session that literally took a larger part of the shooting because they went forth and back. And at some point, Ebuka kind of interrupted. I was like, that was okay. But Zion stood exactly on what he said. He didn't feel bad about anything anyways. And they ended that part. So yesterday again, there was a segment for them to talk briefly whether there's a possibility of them coming back or not, which Chinwe denounced. Note that prior to this, they were conversing, they were still following each other on IG. I think they still communicate kind of on WhatsApp, they were cool, but nothing in terms of relationship because they had issue before the reunion. Until that night, the first night of the reunion, when Zion walked up to Chinwe in her room and was trying to just start a pack again, right? So after yesterday shooting, Zion then blocked Chinwe on WhatsApp. It was not on IG because of what happened yesterday. And prior to Zion blocking Chinwe, during yesterday's shooting, there was an altercation between Chinwe and Ndine. That's auntie, right? And the altercation has to do with something that happened after the show, after the house, right? There was something auntie said happened after the house. So auntie brought it out during yesterday's shooting as they were talking. So when they were having their forth and back, what's her name? Ndine then mentioned something that before you even talk to me, go and transfer your frustration on Zion and let him return the money he borrowed from you. So they kind of used Zion as more like a pawn or probably a scoring point against Chinwe in that altercation, which made that, it was really bloody from what I heard, and their own altercation kind of continued. That was Chinwe and the Indians. So I think it was as a result of that, Zion felt some type of way and blocked Chinwe this morning on WhatsApp. Again, they are still following each other, if I can remember, on IG, as the time I received the news anyway, right? They are still following each other. So that is exactly what's happening there. So at some point, I think even in the altercation, there was even an interference from production because Chinwe was really going on. I hope if they didn't cut anything and they show everything that happened, I just sincerely hope that's exactly what they are going to air because Chinwe was really going ballistic on Zion. And it was even very funny because majority of the people Chinwe kind of had issues with in that house, they made up surprisingly, right? There were apologies, there were hugs. She actually made up with a lot of them, except Zion, of course, who happens to be the scapegoat of our frustrations or whatnot. And I think I think she kind of started it well because she wasn't the one that started the conversation about the dynamics. She gave Zion the grace to speak about it. Just put out a very nice narrative out there, set the tone, and I'm going to follow suit. That was the expectation. Just set the tone. I'm going to follow suit so that whatever you say is exactly what I'm going to say, and this is how it's going to look like. And that was where I personally think Zion could have actually done better and just save their faces, or probably save even his own face, because the reunion didn't go in his favor at all from what I heard. And I just hope Chinwe will not be painted as the villain from everything I heard, while Zion is going to be like, the victim. to be sincere, because it was a very brutal argument between two of them. And Ebuka kind of interjected at some point. Even the production stopped that. But she was definitely angry. The whole narrative of I dumped you and being on the national TV, and we've seen that spiral on this show. Now coming again, especially to somebody like Chinwe who has, a very big ego. I think that was one of the things that kind of really riled her up, and she was like, nah, I'm not going to take this. So yeah, that's was pretty much a very brief one between the Zinwe. I mean, Chinwe already spilled some of them. That's what I'm saying. A bunch of the gist, or probably the rumors, a lot of them are actually true, to be honest. Yeah, before I go to the Aces boys, as at the first night, I'm not sure. I'm even interested in case anybody can help me here. Those are speakers for me. Baby Igwe, Victory, and Lulu. Was there any issue between Suj and Tofa? Like, because I really think
Yes,
that I know
yes.
their fans. I know their fans
During
tend
the
to say,
show, during the show, actually, they didn't have any issue, but the chemistry was not there. A lot of people were of the opinion that, oh, are these people truly friends, or they just match them up? Like, a lot of people, they were not, like, the friendship was not wasn't that deep. It was like, it will look so performative for me personally. So I do personally, in the house, they didn't really have any issue in the house. But coming outside of the show, everything they had done outside of the show did not even depict that these people were friends in the first place. So I don't think those people were actually close pals like that. They'll probably just match them together to come on the show to be partners or whatever they call themselves. That's
interesting.
my
I
opinion.
think that's a very interesting angle. Lulu, you wanted to say something?
Yes, like what Fumi just said, yeah. I think the chemistry was not there when they were on the show. It was good. We saw all that, right? And vividly, I think I heard that after the show, like there was something that happened and shit like that. And you know how guys do, they don't do like us females that will banter with cars who say shit. So you just keep it cool and everybody went their own business. Nobody explained. But there was something that happened literally after the show that make them everybody go silence and don't talk to each other.
Yeah, because their own segments came up yesterday, and it was more like towards even the end, of the shooting session. And it seems there was a narrative about jealousy, or probably after and about they spoke about their dynamics from the house till after the show. They even spoke about their relationships in the house, and and how one person was actually jealous about the other. How one person was going to say, "I'm going to do this," and the other person, we quickly do it before him. So it
Hi,
was.
comrade.
Hi, Karu, how are you doing?
Can I please say something before you go
Absolutely,
ahead?
absolutely. Please go ahead.
I don't like hypocrisy. Like, honestly, you guys, can you please come here and speak the truth about Tofa and Suj? Do you guys, like, I don't know how you guys watch the show, but have you guys noticed how Suj was so much, he was so much mad, like, during the games? Let's go back there. This guy literally was so fucking mad. Every time Tofa would go in there and like he couldn't make it. So the fact that he actually chose Sean, like to actually he chose Sean over him. Do you guys remember that day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Tofa
yeah.
had, so I don't even want to go back there because he's not even actually my fan. But I don't want people to come here and say, "Oh no, let's go back there." Like that nigga never liked Tofa, honestly, and it was because of the games, the arena games. Suj was so much of a gamer, and Tofa was a softie. Not everybody is good at games, and sometimes you need to have to calm down. I mean, I understand we are a pair, but I mean, I cannot do as much as you can do. So anybody coming here, please, guys, don't even bring your favorism here. Don't even try it because we know what went down. Suj was not there for Tofa. Honestly speaking, he wasn't. Thank you.
That's
Thank you, comrade.
Comrade, can I
all right.
just
Thank
say
you.
I'll rest my
something?
case. If anybody comes opening their mouth, please come back with receipts. I'm here.
Yeah, yeah, no problem, Karuch. Yes, sir, from Ribebigwe. Go ahead.
First off, this whole Suja and Tofa, this person who just said something about Suj not being there for Tofa and Suj reacting to Tofa in a way. I mean, we all watched the show and we saw how slow Tofa was on the show, you know. And this show is something that they have to win as a pair. And when one pair isn't doing enough or doing something to push both of you up, you would definitely be upset with that person, regardless of how your relation. Even we get upset with our siblings if they're not doing what they should do. That doesn't mean that he wasn't there for Tofa. Tofa was half the time with Anita. We all saw it. He was half the time, or is either he's begging or he's
Talk
apologizing.
about games. I don't want ships. Talk about games. Talk about games.
Caro, please.
Sorry.
I have to mute, guys. Caro, there's no need for fights. The show has ended. We're just catching crews based on what is happening. Caro, when she's done, if you have any rebuttal, if you want to go against what she said, you have your floor, please. No need to interrupt anybody. Real baby guy, please go ahead.
Thank you, comrade. So aside that,
Sorry, that was Twitter. That was W Mute. Go ahead.
okay, so as far as this whole thing that happened on the show, right? Coming out of the show, we could tell how every day it is one fan base or the other fight. See, most of the problems that these housemates have amongst themselves were created by fans. I know that even them should not have listened to fans, but half the time you're coming on the timeline, fan bases are cooking nonsense. And once they cook like that, their faves will not come and say, no, 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 don't do that. So it becomes, they start as a narrative, and before you know it, people think it is true. And before you know it, there's friction. When nobody's coming out to say, no, don't say that, that's not, I don't like it. I've been seeing a lot of cooking on the timeline that fans cook, but their faves don't call them to order. So it becomes something that, it becomes something that they now say, oh, it is true or it is lie. And again, too, see, the news show is coming up. The housemates who are about to enter, they are seeing what's happening on the timeline. We keep saying, oh, we want people to be themselves, we want to have a reality TV show. But every time people try to be themselves, they come